I have another question about what Rahman said in the BBC interview and where what people are losing their mind or sleep over. He made a reference to something communal, right? I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he said his opportunities are not quite the same in Bollywood in the last 8 years, and he made a reference to communal differences, maybe, or something along those lines, and that's what people are taking offense to. Now, I don't know what he meant by that, but here are two things that it could possibly mean, in my opinion. Communal could mean it could be based on religion, right? Rahman's a Muslim. He lives in a Muslim minority country, and maybe he made a reference to that in terms of opportunities that he did or did not get. Now, let's talk about how much value there is in those arguments, but that's for a different video. But that's one thing he could have potentially meant. The second thing he could have meant is by communal, it could be differences between the geographical parts of India, right? Rahman is from Tamil Nadu, right? He started out as a Tamil composer before he became national and then international. So he comes from Chennai, and he's made these references before, where there's been he does compose in Hindi as much as he does in Tamil. But that being said, his native language is Tamil. And I think I've seen videos in the past years ago where he's made some very subtle references to some challenges that he's run into. And India is a beautifully diverse country, but you can't argue that every country has its own set of challenges. Language being one of the issues in India, because we have a lot of languages. They're all beautiful languages, and we're all passionate about each of our own languages, that we sometimes refuse to learn another one, because it's been imposed upon us, right? We don't want languages to be imposed on us, no matter what that language happens to be. So maybe by communally, he also might have meant, perhaps because he's from the south of India, and maybe the way he got treated in Bollywood was not quite the same, which I can see, right? I mean, I don't have any direct experience there, at least in that line of business, but by having lived on this on Earth for close to half a century, I think I'm in any position, to in as good a position as anybody else to accepting or acknowledging to some of those facts. You tell me, with everything that you've read and seen in the past, the references to Madrasi and Tamil people being made fun of in Hindi movies and all of those things, that there is no chance for something like that to have been the case. That's not to say everybody is one way or the other. I mean, there's great people on every side of every spectrum, right? On both sides of every aisle, I should say. In this context, north and the south of India. But surely there are people who try to, who are not the nicest of people, right? For whatever reason there might be. It doesn't have to do with them being Tamil people or Hindi people or North Indians or South Indians. It just has to do with them being not so great people. Let's acknowledge that. And I just want to call out for the fact that by communal, he could have meant one of two things. I don't know.